You know what time it is? Corporate review. Today, the internet is very mad at Metro Exodus. Looking at it, I'm not sure if they're right or not. So basically, what's happened is you have Metro Exodus, a game that I was really, really, really excited about. I mean, I'm still am really excited about it. I'm still buying it. I'm really excited about this game. If you've never heard of the Metro series, it's a game basically about post-apocalyptic Russia. And so nukes went off, and then Russians went into subway systems in Moscow and basically lived there for the last 20 years. And that's what Metro 2033 was and Metro Last Light was. And in this one, the world is warming up, and they're going to start going out into the world. And the Metro games they're incredible. Like, seriously, I cannot recommend them highly enough. They're wonderful games. I've never played a game that really feels that much like an apocalypse. Like last week, they made the announcement that they're no longer going to be selling the game on Steam, and they're only going to be selling on Epic Games Launcher, which I'm not a huge fan of that. That's pretty crappy. It's not cool to basically make a false exclusivity to sell an Epic Games Launcher for a year. It's not permanent. It's just a year, but I mean that still made some people mad, and rightfully so. I mean, what they should have done was just released on Epics for $50 instead of $60 on Steam, and that I don't know why. It really sucks. This is a game that I think is going to be really incredible, and it's getting really caught up in a lot of gaming politics right now with Epic Games versus Steam. And it's just it makes me really sad because I really want this. I wanted this game to do really well because the series is so good. So basically, what's happened? People started review bombing Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light on Steam because people were like, "Hey, what the heck? You were gonna give it to us on Steam, and now you're not." So I lost my lighting. Now you're not gonna give it to us on Steam, and so they were review bombing the game, and that I think is kind of silly. Like, that's just stupid. But people are people; they're gonna do whatever they want. Now you've got the developer making comments on some Russian forum. And I want to preface this by saying that literally everyone is freaking out about basically it's a forum post on some Russian, like this is some Russian forum. And some guy who claims he's a developer of the game made some comments on some Russian forum. And I'm going to link the forum post and I'll probably just copy and paste like the translation into my description. But it's a pretty horrible translation. Like, the translation is awful. Like, I'll just read some of it to you. I watched the bubbling. Impressions are twofold. On the hand, the withdrawal from the stem is ambiguous, so no one has done so sharply, as far as I can tell. Like, this translation is awful, and everyone's freaking out about it. I don't know how to feel about this. I really don't. Because on one hand, you've got a developer who's attacking consumers, which I hate that. I really don't like that. Like, you got Rian Johnson and Star Wars doing that with Star Wars fans, and that really bothers me. But I'm just such a fan of the series. I want this to be like a mistake in the translation or something, because this is just, it's sad. It really is. This is going to be a good game that's going to get crapped on by the internet and not purchased because of this politics stuff that's going on. And so basically they're really focused in on one part of this forum post. They're really focused on this one part of this forum post, and so this is the developer, I'm assuming, talking about the previous Exodus games. Someone says that they say they crap Exodus and the previous games in the series. It will make the world better. They will put their greedy developers in their place. So I think this is him saying, like, people are review bombing the last two games and putting the developers in their place, and they're thinking this is going to put the developers in their place. The way I'm seeing this is some Russian dude who worked on this game, and he's making this post on some Russian forum, basically coming from the heart, I guess. I don't know if he's trying to represent the company. It says at the very top, this post does not reflect the views of 4A Games. But if all the PC players announce a boycott of Metro, then the next Metro, if it does, is definitely not on a PC. Better or worse, decide for yourself. Personally, I feel sorry for the loyal fans, yes, but my assessment of the work done personally by me and my friends and colleagues will not change this. So basically, the translation is saying that if you boycott this game, we won't make the next game on Metro. And I'm not sure if it's the translation that's making it seem so accusational, or if it's him being accusational and being like, look, if you don't buy the game on PC, we're not going to make another one. Or if it's like, well, look, I mean, if the PC boycott happens, it's going to kind of suck because we won't be able to make a PC game next time. And which, I mean, makes sense. If no one buys the PC version, why would they make one? Reading it at face value, the translation, yeah, that's a really horrible thing to say about your consumers. That's not a good way. That this is a bad situation. I think this is really going to hurt the sales, and especially on, you've already got a bunch of people who don't want to download the Epic Games launcher, which I don't really get that. But then they say this, and now I think you've got a lot of people who are going to be really mad and just not going to buy the game, especially because this series isn't that big. Like, it's not that popular of a series. I thought this game was going to be the game that brought it to really huge popularity because the game looks incredible. It looks really awesome, but I don't think it's going to. I think it's not going to do well. And we'll see. Maybe the developer really needs to put out a statement like immediately saying that they fired this dude and that this is not what they're saying, and then they probably should get out of the contract with Epic Games and open it up on Steam too. That's how they fix this. If they did that, that would be great. I don't think that's probably going to happen. They probably have signed some contract with Epic Games saying that it's going to be exclusive for a year. It's just a bad situation, especially for a fan of the series like myself. I don't know what to rate this. I don't know how to feel about this because on one hand, I really don't like when developers do this kind of stuff. But on the other hand, this is some sketchy Russian translation on a Russian forum post. The guy who made the post, his name is Cynet. Like, this isn't even by like a real it's by a person on a forum making this post. I think it probably is a developer posting on some random forum about how he's mad about this whole thing. And he probably doesn't even understand the whole Epic Games Steam thing. He's probably just some Russian dude who doesn't understand and doesn't get it. I was debating making this video because I don't know what is actually going to come out of this, but I feel like I need to get this out there to say that, like, everyone chill out, because this may or may not be like a really legit source or really what the company is actually saying. This is just one developer of the game. It's not the company saying this. It's some random developer on a Russian forum, and we're reading a bad translation. But I don't know. On the other hand, he did say, if you don't play the game, if you boycott it, we're not going to make it for PC. I don't know if this is a translation or if he's just being really petty. It sounds like he's being really petty. I think what 4A Games needs to do is fire this guy or something, and then say that they've heard our complaints, and then they're going to try and work something out. And maybe they can open it back up on Steam or something. Because the reality is, I think Epic should realize that currently it's not going to do well on Epic Games. And then I think opening up the door would actually probably make it do better on Epic. Yeah, that's kind of it. I rate this business move. It's not even really a business move. It's really just some random developer, some 4A Games developer talking on a Russian forum. Still, his comments in the current translation that I'm reading, I rate that a coleslaw. He shouldn't have said that. Bad. It's some bad stuff, and I really hope they can fix this, because I think this game is going to be really good. And I want to say that I hope this doesn't deter you from buying the game. If you had any interest in buying it, I think the game's still going to be really good. I'll make a review for it whenever I get it and play it, but I hope it's really good. Because if it's not good and they made this comment, then screw them. But I think it's going to be a good game. The last two were incredible. So yeah, that's it. Catch you all in the next one.